Hey y'all, I'm back with another perspective. And I want to call this civilization. But we're really going to talk about the weed, stemming from the alleyway and from it being legalized. You know what I'm saying? Which I feel like it was colonization, you know what I'm saying? Because I ain't getting nothing for it. But we're going to talk about it. I noticed, the musician or the owner, Clive Davis, just died. So, rest in peace to him. But Nancy Polise is here, was here yesterday, attending his funeral. So she's the one that legalized the marijuana before she retired in DC. But we're gonna talk about it. So, okay, they robbed me, right? Out of the alleyway. So one of the main purposes of them robbing me, what I think, was because of the size of the bags. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't want to be rude or anything. But I'm just gonna talk about it though. But before I start, how can I say? Before I start, selling out of the alleyway, I had came up with an idea. And, came up with an idea with, bagging up my weed. So I would use these size bags. I can't remember, but I would weigh the weed on the scale, maybe 0.1, 0.2 on the scale, and bag it, and, throw it in the bag, a nice size bag. And so, that would make a nice hefty joint or blunt, whatever you want to call it. And so people liked it. You know what I'm saying? People wasn't complaining. You know what I'm saying? People wasn't complaining. People was coming back. It was like, damn, yo, this side of this bag is nice, yo. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't complaining. And so, I think people got jealous too. Because I think it became real popular on the East Coast. Everybody started, copying what I was doing and stuff like that. You probably come to New York and their bags look like mine. See, but one thing I didn't do, I didn't brand my weed. I didn't have a name for my weed. You know what I'm saying? I didn't do that. And so, like I said, I wound up getting robbed, yo. And I think that was like one of the main purposes. And so, with Nipsey, I think he was like kind of jealous of the size bags of weed I had. And so he tried to do the same thing. Wound up selling weed and stuff like that. Then he got killed. You know what I'm saying? Started putting me in his raps and stuff. He was jealous. I could have been, like I said, I could have been more professional about it. But I wasn't. I didn't really know how to do it. Like, come to the table about it. I didn't know how to come to the table about it. With people. But I would give out like packages, to my friend or whatever, and I had them, give my money back. That's the only way I did it. I didn't know how to do it no other way. But somebody saw, I guess, the bigger picture or whatever, and they, that's one of the reasons why they robbed me, and they took the idea. So with Nipsey part, he took the idea, and he wound up getting killed, trying to accomplish his goal or whatever, accomplish stealing my idea or whatever. And after he got killed, they legalized it. You know what I'm saying? They legalized the size of the bags and stuff like that. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but you go into the dispensary and you buy a nickel bag or a $10 bag of weed, it's probably weighed 1.0 or 2.0 on the scale. Yeah, that was my idea. I came up with that idea. That was my idea. So you go in there, it'd be like, you know, size bag like this size, dude, for like $5-10, dude. That was my idea. I did that, but they legalized it. I got nothing out of it. You know what I'm saying? I guess that's the colonizing part about it. You know, and then they rob me and stuff like that. You know, running me off the street or whatever. But yeah, you know, so I want to talk about that. You know, I'm just making a quick video about it, but yeah. I remember, you know, people was like, yeah, you know, yeah, they like the size of these bags. And they stopped complaining. You know what I'm saying? My cousins, they didn't even know. They didn't even see it. They was in jail. Family was in jail. They was in jail. I had these nice size bags. And they robbed me and shit. And like before I was in the alleyway, they was taking my packs. Somebody was watching me on the block and would take the packs and shit. And then that's what led me into the alleyway. And shit. So you can say I got 100 down or whatever. Yeah, you can say that. But I really think they stole that idea. That's, you know, I really think they did. They really did stole that idea, dude. And then they legalized it. That dude got killed. And then they legalized it. Yeah, it made all that money. You know, that makes me, I don't know, that makes me kind of like anticipate on getting back into the weed game. You know what I mean? But I really don't care too much for it. You know what I'm saying? Because people don't know how to, you know, don't know how to do it anyway. You know, really too, you know. But it's a recreational drug. Come to find out, it's one of the most dangerous drugs in the world right now. You know what I'm saying? Trump trying to change that, trying to say it ain't the most dangerous drug in the world. It's a schedule something drug. I don't know what schedule it is. I ain't even look it up, but yeah, it's supposed to be the most dangerous drug in the world. So, I mean, it led to me getting robbed and shit. You know what I'm saying? It led to me getting robbed, man. So you know, people use it for different reasons and stuff like that. You know, medical reasons, but it's a recreational drug. It ain't medical. I mean, it's over the counter type of thing. It ain't prescribed by a doctor. Well, it is prescribed by some doctors, but I don't know. It ain't carefully regulated, I guess, by doctors. But yeah, man. I don't know what else to say about it. I really don't. But like, you know, like I was saying, that they stole the idea. The idea was stolen, and I got nothing out of it. I got nothing for it. Got nothing for it, bro. So I just want to talk about that. Have a good day.